Look, South African tourism's had a phenomenal partnership with WTM London over the last couple of years. We've been here just over 20 years. WTM has a strong brand equity and a strong brand positioning in attracting strong buyers and strong stakeholders that we need to work with to drive our demand and business into South Africa. It's an incredible brand. It gives us an opportunity to meet different buyers as well, new buyers, and also an opportunity to learn. One, the hallmark of WTM's success is the platforms they develop for new learnings, new approaches, better tourism practices. So every year we look forward to seeing what's new and how we can improve and remain business fit in the tourism category.
Yeah.
Well, first up, let's deal with the win by South Africa, fondly known as the Springboks in South Africa. For the first time in a Rugby World Cup, we were led by a black African player, Siya Kolisi. To give you context, Siya grew up in a township in the Eastern Cape in Port Elizabeth. He watched the 2007 World Cup rugby match in a tavern, as he couldn't afford television. And that was South Africa versus England as well, which South Africa beat England 15-12. Fast forward to 2019, Siya's leadership, his integrity, a catalyst for change and passion for our country. What a moment when he lifted that trophy. A lot of us have no words. It was very emotional for us to see this young man lead our team with such unity. Our coach, Rassie Erasmus, must be also recognized for his excellence and inclusiveness for our team. But what a high to come to WTM. And also it's tough for us because the UK is our biggest market. So whilst we're happy that we won, we also celebrate the fact that UK is our number one market. So we cannot wait to welcome the British and Irish Lions to South Africa in 2021 when you take on the world champions in South Africa. And it's going to be an epic tour. We're expecting between 30 and 40,000 visitors from this region. We cannot wait to celebrate and watch sport with them and show off our tourism assets during that time. Well, one of our biggest challenges is that we're very reliant on two provinces, which are very iconic. So we've got the Western Cape and we've got Gauteng, where your first-time visitors seem to spend more time. We've got 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We've got 25 protected marine resorts. We've got 21 game parks, 1,333 nature reserves in South Africa, which so it gives us opportunity to get more expansion, more spread into other provinces before we start new product development. So it's very important that we're focusing now on spreading our tourism, particularly with repeaters who come to our country on 2 or 3 occasions. So for first-time visitors, we continuously drive them into Gauteng and to the Western Cape because of the iconic nature of those tourism assets. What we do know, though, is they spend time in 2 provinces and then they go home. And then the repeaters, we can take them quickly into those provinces and then spread them up into KZN. A great example of spread and some of our strategies is working with British Airways with a direct flight into KZN, to King Shaka. And that's helped us build spread up the north coast of KZN into the Umfolozi Game Reserve, into the Greater St. Lucia Park, and that's been prolific for tourism. So it's really now is a spread objective, is spreading our visitors around to make sure that we're exposed to the entire South Africa. The one I'm very excited to tell you about is a product called Chalanti, which is a product opening up in the Kruger National Park. It's 32 carriages that are going to be placed on a bridge on the Sabi River. It is going to be epic. It's where one of the first trains arrived in the Kruger, so it's very symbolic. And it's got the most prolific views of the Sabi River and the surrounding areas. It's 5-star, it's very going to be affordable, and it's opening, we believe, in June 2020. It's a very exciting product because we know Kruger appeals for the British consumer. The Kruger comes up as a must-do, coupled with the garden route and with Cape Town as well. So that's one of the exciting new products. Zaagmokke Museum in Cape Town is a firm favourite. We know the British love culture, they love art, they love going to museums. So that launched in 2017-18 and it's a firm favourite. So one of the challenges we have in markets, we sometimes see them as unwelcoming. And we believe is if we put people at the front and centre of our marketing campaigns, people can learn about our people. So we chose 12 brand ambassadors, we call them, normal South Africans, from the arts, from wildlife, from culture, from food, who we believe best represent their various industries. and they're just normal, good people. Can't wait to welcome visitors to our country, and they give a kind of an inside tip, an inside track of South Africa to meet, because you don't visit South Africa, we say, you meet South Africa. And South Africa is a mile wide and a mile deep product portfolio, meaning mile wide is there's a variety of experiences that you can do, and you can also go as deep as you want to. Some visitors don't like to go too deep. Some like to go home with you to learn how you cook, to learn your cultures and all that. So the UK sits in the middle. They love to engage with our locals. So with this campaign, it gave a sense to the UK consumer what our people are about. And when you look at the research, it worked in the sense of it made us more welcoming. People were less apprehensive to come to South Africa, and there was a propensity for your British consumer, UK consumer, to search for more information about our country. So it's working very, very well.